Greetings and welcome back to another edition of the Weekly News Roundup. I hope that you guys all had a wonderful week. Is our audio okay? During my testing, I was getting a whole lot higher peaks than I'm getting now. For some reason, let me crank that up just a little bit more. All right, I think that's a little better. All right, I'm trying not to make it too high so it doesn't peak out when I start yelling and screaming like a raving lunatic. But want to make sure it's not too quiet for you guys either, especially if it's too quiet for you, you turn it up, and then I scream like a raving lunatic, and it's real super loud. I don't want to get into all that. But anyway, I hope all you guys are having fun. I'm still broadcasting live from the middle of absolutely nowhere, the same absolutely nowhere that I was last night. I just didn't move anywhere. Why bother? I don't need to go anywhere anytime soon. I mean, I could technically stay out here for about another 2 or 3 days. The only limiting factor I have right now is it's getting cold enough I need to run the heater all night. And if I run the heater all night, I need to go to town to get more fuel for the heater. But if I go down to warmer climates, I don't have to do that quite so much. So we'll see. Anyway, let's jump in on our comments, see what's going on. I do have a poll in there. Is it useful? 94% of you are saying yes, the useless poll is useful. So still trying to figure that part out. But we put that out there because somebody asked, Chris Titus put a poll in his video today. How do you do that? Well, like that. You just put it in there. It's a little poll thing that we have down at the bottom. Let's see. Jeffrey's on. Honda has its hoods popping up again. 2016 to present model. That's exciting. Fauci under fire. Of course he is. I'm not going to read all of that. You guys can read that. Truth it is. Truth it is. Christian news. Violations are being committed in the shooty deaths of Ethan Crumbly. They are going into his prosecution by parents for his killings they're claiming by law. Interesting. I'll have to look into that. Is that Colorado, I think? Hello, Leo. Hello, Steven. Don't forget the cloud, anything. Entire internet is just a cloud of computers. Yeah, that's the way it works. Yeah. First state to impose surcharge on unjabbiness state workers' health care plan is Nevada. That's not one that I would have figured. Although Nevada is a very weird state. Of all of the states, Nevada is interesting because it's the only place in the middle of absolutely nowhere that has so much unused land that is democratically controlled, and it's just weird. It's really weird. But maybe it's a sign, merely being in the West doesn't necessarily mean good things are coming. Watching the stream with Twister OS. It's the Twister. Let's see. Hello, all of you good people in chat. 2:41 a.m. where you are. Well, thanks for hanging out. It is 7 o'clock where I am. Let's see. Another late one. All right, nice. I have soft spot for XFCE. Don't like heavy DE, but congrats. Prepared tonight 3 packs of cigarettes. All right. You smoked 3 packs of cigarettes during a Switch to Linux show, man? Wow. Whew. That's a lot. Coffee in a flask. I have tea. I have raspberry royal tea sweetened with my friend's honey from his bee farm right on his property. Good stuff. Hot sweetened raspberry tea. When I finish my backup, I'm going to Endeavor. All right. I run Endeavor cinnamon with milk because the tobacco chewed up the stomach. Okay. Hello. Best way to digest milk is never stop drinking it. Really? Interesting. Live and psycho always. Like to dilute milk with tea. It's a brush. The pressure coming. There we go. Saw Chris Titus put a poll in the stream. No idea how he did it. Looks great. Might be handy if you. I don't know. Is it handy? I don't know. There you go. So 14% of you are saying no, 86% of you saying yes, it's useful, and 22 people have voted. All right, well, let's go ahead and keep it up there. Amazing poll. I know. We are waiting We are weighing weighty issues here. We're weighing weightier issues than the Pew Research Group. I mean, come on. We should have had a poll to see if polls like polls. There you go. Pollception. Ooh. Centillionaire. Thanks. Are you not used to it because you moved anywhere? All right. Are you not used to it because you moved from elsewhere or because the cold weather just rolled in? Little of a both. Without giving away real location where I'm at, I was in a colder region. I moved to a slightly warmer one, and I shot up to go see something. And then I just landed here because it was a good spot with good internet. It's not as cold as it's been in some places. I've seen it down to like 20. It's only going to get down to like 30 tonight, which isn't too bad. But if I just go about another, I don't know, hour and a half south, then the coldest it gets is 40. And at 40 in the middle of the night, I don't even have to run the heater at all. And so that's kind of what, where I'm moving towards. I'm going to move tomorrow. So we do have a video scheduled for tomorrow, a premiere video. I will not be there to watch the premiere, but it is on adding a YubiKey to your Google account and talking about various caveats therein, because I will be moving to warmer environments. Greetings, Moonbase Alpha Gray. Take me to your leader. Shall we start the conspiracy theory that Biden may not even be there anymore? If you guys saw, I think it was a press conference or something from today. The voice sounds completely different. Completely different. It's like, okay, they're now experimenting with AI and hologramic projections and voice actors. It's very weird. I'm like, wait, what? We'll start the conspiracy theory now. Where's my hat? Hi ho, Silver. There you go. The Coffee Channel. Yo, Coffee Channel. How's it going there? Big Chungus Cat. I know, he's so cute. He's big fatty. Yeah, I live in part of the southeastern U.S. We go from hot to humid temperatures near freezing in 2 weeks. Yes. Big Meow says hi to the kitty. Hey, kitty. Big Meow says hi. He's like, I don't care. I'm sleeping. I don't care until you pull up those temptations. Oh, man, our percentage of people liking the polls is dropping. We're down to 82%. How about the story of the birdie who fainted during the ceremony and threw up all over the rail, had her baby nephew Soiler. The worst part is a honeymoon. North of England, just went all the time. Big old British diaper. There you go. What is that cat been eating? Hamsters? I know. He's pretty big. I don't know why he's so huge either. It's like, which is hilarious because my other cat eats way more people food. He doesn't get, like, I'll give this cat bacon. He's like, he'll lick it a few times. I'm like, not interested. Give it to the other cat. But the other cat's thin as anything, you know. She's like a toothpick. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Favorite raving lunatic. Why, thank you, D Ultima. You're my favorite watcher of the crazy raving lunatic. Hello, Anna Rita. Saw poll and said no, as I hate polls. Nice. All right. I also did add a new video to the traveling channel today at Tux Traveler. We talked about how to find campsites. Am I going to Vegas? I will be passing through Vegas. I'm actually trying to arrange to meet with somebody down there, so I will be passing through Vegas on his schedule. So I don't know exactly when that's going to be. But in fact, he just emailed me back, says, hey, it depends on what time of day you're coming through. I'm like, I'm just like camping out in the desert an hour away. So I'm not yet, but I will be. Like, just camping an hour away. Tell me what time's good, and I'll just use that to swing on through. So I will be driving down in that general direction if you are in Vegas. 2016 render polls untrustworthy, possibly. Should be careful about what I type before chat. There you go. Just took milk of magnesia, and man, I went to the toilet 10 times today where the daycare kids were asking me, Anna, why are you running the toilet so many times? Yeah. Doing YubiKey, I was trying to remember its name from last night. Yes, it will be on tomorrow. Just saw the video with the deep voice. I think I know, is that weird? It does not sound like him. Not even the inflection sounds like him. They just recorded a bunch of AI stuff in that new White House studio, and they're doing voiceovers, and they just don't have it figured out yet. I'm starting the conspiracy now. I'm telling you, it was weird. What was that buzz noise? My refrigerator's running. I need to go catch it. Let's see, I believe Twister OS is best on Raspberry Pi 4. Ooh. So should I try Twister? I want to get rid of my Manjaro Plasma on Raspberry Pi. Should I try out Twister? Does everything work on it? I did run into problems with Debian where some things didn't work. Cat hair on the mic, maybe? Nah. Present Arms is here. Greetings. How's it going there? Australians have been having some trouble concentrating. I hear they built some camps for that. Oh, yes, they did. But it's completely voluntary. They're just finding those teenagers $5,000 a piece for escaping before the police dragging them back. Just part of Australia. It's not all of it. It's not everybody in Australia. Anyway, we are 12 minutes in. Let's go ahead and let me double check my batteries. Okay, we're still holding strong at 13.0. I've actually had pretty good luck with batteries this week, but I haven't seen clouds in about 2 weeks, so that's probably it. Although I did upload and do a lot of video stuff today, so my batteries are a little bit lower. Vegas does get chilly in the winter. That is correct. I think you're going to run into James White, camper, and do a podcast together. Well, if we bump into each other, maybe we'll do a podcast. That sounds fun. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into the news. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the privacy and the security editions. And so today we're going to get started right on in with the news from Twitter first. Of course, Jack Dorsey suddenly just disapparated from Twitter, leaving the raving lunatic who was the CFO, who is pretty much, he's an interesting feller. Some old interesting tweets, but politically he's in alignment with the people over there. So, his bad tweets won't hurt him. Just, bad tweets of another kind will hurt you. But the first thing that they did is they dropped the ban hammer on sharing private media without individual consent. This is an interesting one because, of course, a lot of your conservative media is saying that this has to do with stopping groups like, who is it? I forget which kind of Project Veritas, trying to stop guys like Project Veritas from reporting things. But I think that argument is extraordinarily flimsy. It might have more to do with the fact that a lot of people share photos and stuff on Twitter, and Twitter gets complaints from them. So I'm not saying that this is just a leftist move to silence conservative media necessarily. It could be, but that's what has been said. I think it might have a lot more to do with the fact that they had a lot of other cases. Like they had, for example, a case where somebody had literally posted some bad child images of that person, and the child says, "Hey, that's me, take that down." And they said, "Well, it doesn't violate our terms." That became a big thing and a big lawsuit for them not too long ago. I would wager this has a lot more to do with that than it does to do with Project Veritas or conservative media, because people on conservative media, why are you sharing your stuff on Twitter anywhere? It doesn't like you. But that is definitely an interesting story from Twitter. I'm going to dissent from the right-wing media on their idea. I just don't think it makes as much sense. Next in privacy news, researchers develop a camera the size of a grain of salt. So you can see this guy over here is holding this camera. And the thing that makes this camera more unique is that, okay, hold on. We got mic buzzing. Let me pause for a second. Okay, how's that? Is that checking better? Let me see. I need to turn on monitoring to test something here. Give me just a second. Still buzzing. It's not because I cranked it up a little bit, or is it because I crossed the wires over it? Okay, try that. Check that. Check that. Still buzzing, intermittent. If you modulated it, could have some interesting music. No, it shouldn't be the fridge. Let me go ahead and check our settings real quick. Okay, check, check. I do not have a way to cross-check it in the middle of a stream. So that's something I'm going to have to do later on. Okay, let me try this as well. I'm going to crank up gain on this one. All right, so try that. Yeah, it's not the refrigerator. The refrigerator's run before. Was I targeted with an EMP? Possibly. Is the FBI tapping your van? No, I am the FBI van. My Wi-Fi signal says so. All right. How is it now? Yeah, so what happened is my gain got turned back way up and my microphone input got turned way down. That's why things went down a little bit. And so let me go down loud. It's okay now? All right. Whoa, we are, hold on, I'm peaking. Let me turn it down so I'm not peaking on basic voice. That's what happened. My gain got turned way up. And, yeah, gain got turned way up and microphone branch got turned way down. Unfortunately, I have to move the microphone platform when I'm not recording. All right, so that should be better. Video quality got better? That's just... that's not on my end. My video quality is perfectly fine. All right, so we're good now. I'm going to give myself a few seconds of silence for easy editing. All right, we're just going to go ahead and restart on this article here. So researchers developed a camera the size of a grain of salt. And you can kind of see here the guy's fingerprint with the camera on top of it. And this is a dangerous thing because, man, the things you could do with this kind of stuff. And what separates this camera out from several other cameras like it in the genre is that it's actually utilizes some software to sharpen the images. So we have some images here. So this one on the left is the prior state-of-the-art camera, which was just developed about 3 years ago. And this is this new camera. It uses AI to reassemble the image together in a lot better better configuration. So here we have a few things here. Here is an old camera. Here is the 2018. This is this new camera, and this is actually a modern photograph. So you can see how good of a camera this thing actually is. Missing a little bit of detail on fine up closeness, but still really good. So this is kind of dangerous in that where these things could be put in order to track and trace things down. Now, obviously expensive, but that's kind of frightening to think about. Now we have to worry about micro cameras. What about putting this thing on a little flying drone? Things like that. So anyway, moving on. So Amazon Alexa can now respond to running water and bleeping appliances. This is kind of interesting. So, of course, Alexa listens constantly to things that are going on. And now it has programmed in to be able to hear things like appliances beeping. So, you know, your appliance beeps and your washing machine beeps like, ooh, and now Alexa, wherever you are, your clothes are done, Dave. And then you'll have to naturally respond with, hey, Alexa, order unicorn meat, confirm. And then what ends up happening, of course, you get a lot of unicorn meat, but, you know, your clothes are done. Like, I set timers. I mean, I need to go into laundromats these days and wash clothes in laundromats. And it's very easy. You look at the timer on the thing and you go, okay, let's set a timer so I can come back and check on it or check on it periodically. Of course, the other thing you can do is you can now refill your prescription drugs through Alexa. So you can be like, Alexa, I'm out of drugs. And Alexa will order you more drugs. I mean, it's supposed to come from the legitimate sources, but just wait till the hackers get along and, your guy will come rolling on by in the Benz, But yeah, so now Alexa can listen to more things. Of course, this is like, oh, it's good. It can hear if I've left my faucet on. No, this is a bad thing. Okay. This is a really bad thing because now Alexa can listen to more things going on. Like it knows what time you're making your coffee in the morning and what time you're making dinner at night and all sorts of things, tying this all right on into your Amazon account. That's exciting. So, there's two feature stories here. Google is grabbing more health data. The first is they're adding some search results to make it easier to find the right doctor. Now, this lies with adding language availability to doctors' offices in Google search. So if you don't speak the native language for your area, maybe it should give you some Corsa for Rosetta Stone instead. But that being said, you can go in here and now search for language structures. Of course, this means if you're doing this from your Google account and you're logged in, Google is now tracking which languages you're preferring to use and things like that. And so there you have it. Dr. Ala Velkes, I guess this is the Google guy. Here's this and language assistance in Spanish. So those are new options. A doctor without wheelchair accessibility. What kind of okay, guys, if your doctor does not have wheelchair accessibility, he's probably operating out of a back shack in the alley corner there. But the next Google story is they are now making the Pixel Watch for a 2022 launch, renewing ambitions in wearable tech. Of course, this is particularly bad because Google has some connections already into things like health insurance companies through the health insurance companies that Alphabet is creating. They already own the Fitbit data, so they can already tie in data from that. And now you're getting in here and putting your you're adding more health data, biometrics, health data, just all sorts of things into the smartwatch. Of course, remember that Apple's smartwatch can now determine your mood. So what will Google do with it? Your weekly reminder to watch the Selfish Ledger to see that what Google's ultimate plan very well may be. And so they're just kind of talking in here about the Pixel Watch and what is going on with all of that. Well, if you'd like to help support the channel, we do have some affiliates. Today we are highlighting A2 Hosting. I've used this for hosting many clients' websites. And tlm.li/A2H. You can get some good hosting, basic hosting up to $2 a month to start, $6 a month to start for some faster stuff. Don't ever use managed WordPress hosting, but $9 a month if you want to anyway. You shouldn't, but there you have it. Managed VPS up to $29.99 to start. So pretty good prices. I've always liked their services and definitely have a look at them if you'd like to help support the channel. Now, guys, let's have a look at some security news. All right. Hopefully the buzzing is gone. Yeah, I'll just have to check that thing a little bit more later. Okay, where are we at? An i3 on Raspberry Pi or console-only mode. Voluntary is the new voluntary. That's right. Make concentration camp on a prison island. Go figure. Want to run a small cabin off battery. Yeah, it's very easy to do these days. I mean, and if you're in like a cabin setup, you can do it a little bit better than I'm doing it because of angling and things like that. So it's always fun. Regress back to their original state. Yeah. CTO, not CFO. Oh, yes, I think it was a CTO. All right, sorry about all the buzzing, guys. I think we got it fixed up, so hopefully it should be good. It's Morse code. Translate ASAP. Yeah, it's... Hey, come on, guys. I'm just giving you guys the secret to what's going on in the world. Come on. Yeah, anything else seems fine. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, though. It's the mothership trying to communicate. Intermittent. Haven't heard it for about a minute or so. You'll have to go back and listen to that. Hear what it sounds like. Quiet for 20 seconds. Plus, no one will come back later if it's the fridge. What? FBI tapping the van. Oh, dear. Back wife told me you need a TV in the bathroom. Does that make you a pecan? Yeah, I'm actually up to better volume levels than I was. I was trying to get up to this level. Count on the keyboard now. Video crisp and clean. Okay. The Russians have good mouths these days. Yep. Comes approximately 10-15 seconds before you write them. Yes. I think it's aliens trying to communicate with you. Yes. Buzzing is back. All right. Talk to me, guys. Is buzzing back before we move on to the next one or not? If I leave water running, I can listen, so I need no spying device. Yeah. Seen a lot of people stop wearing watches because they had phones. Now they have watches again. Are they going to stop carrying phones? If so, their watch is going to have 22-inch screens. There you go. Running water and beeping, so you can alert you to a possible broken water line or a smoke detector, but I'm not sure if it can be used for other reasons in the future. Oh, yeah. No, if it's not listening to water, like if a water line breaks in your house, it barely makes noise. This is detecting faucets and specifically appliances. It doesn't say smoke detectors, it says appliances, and the example they give you is literally your laundry is done type stuff, or your microwave just went off, you know. Samsung devices have Bixby, which is listening all the time. Yep. Buzz is a cell phone. There is actually a cell phone next to it. Let me move that. The cell phone was actually over near the not the microphone, but near the interface. All right. Did that immediately help? I thought I put the phone there before, but it's buzzing again. It's buzzing after I took the phone out. Great. Let me see if I can run the monitoring. Give me a second. Check the monitors. Check. I'm going to put the phone back. See, I don't hear anything there. Stop when I move the phone. I don't hear anything, personally, on my monitoring. Okay. Buzz is U.S. government spying on me? Probably. They found me. Well, hopefully it wasn't too bad that I can't use it. But oh well. If it is, that sucks. All right. Let's wait for cell signal. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, yeah, I've put the phone over there before, but oh well. Mental note. I know that putting the phone back under the speaker system causes a little bit of sound issues, even though I have a ground loop isolator there. So that's definitely not surprising to me. Okay. Okay, let me hear how bad this was. Give me just a second here. Let me I didn't hear it on the playback. Oh well. Oh well. Okay. Well, fix that. The saga of the buzz. I'm just harvesting killer bees over here, guys. Just leave me alone, okay? Let me have my killer bees and be done with it. All right. Let's jump on over to security. So first up in security, we have an update on the Ubiquity hack from January. There was that hack back in January, and it caused a little bit of a ruckus. Well, it turns out that it was probably an inside job. Federal charges have been levied against an employee, and this employee actually used his access to get in there, and then basically pretended to be a hacker trying to get 50 Bitcoin. And then, of course, he was anonymously using emails. Well, after a federal investigation, it was kind of sent on back to him. And so that's really the current idea, is that this guy actually perpetrated it all himself. So yet another example of a case where even if the company has the best security in the world, their employees themselves can compromise you. So this is why we have to make sure that we are careful not to give any more data than we have to, because the companies themselves will have people working for them that may or may not be trustworthy. Google Play apps downloaded 30,000 times stole bank credentials. Now, this is an interesting one because, as I was talking before about, you need to be able to sideload applications. And I was talking about sideloaded applications generally are not what's causing malware. Well, these guys are like, you know what? You're right. Let's fix that. So this particular new set of apps, what it would do is you would download it from the Google Play Store, and then it would tell you it needed an update, and it would go and retrieve its own malicious version of itself that was not in the Google Play Store, and it would sideload itself onto itself, and then it would install malicious software, even though it passed through Google's radar. So once again, this is where Apple's argument may have a little bit of sense, but this is the first time I've seen real world applications of this happening. So just be aware, if some app wants to update itself by forcing you to allow the application to install new apps, then don't let it do that unless you're downloading something like the Aurora Store or F-Droid or something that's supposed to download apps. Okay, if it's some application trying to update itself and asking you to allow it to install apps, say no. That's what's going on here. And then, of course, it was just stealing bank credentials. Boring, whatever. Ransomware attack on Planned Parenthood steals the data of 400,000 patients. This is Planned Parenthood of Los Angeles. Steals data for 8 days. So, nobody's really safe from the hackers. When it was the one conservative hosting group that gets hacked, and now it's Planned Parenthood in the middle of the Roe versus Wade debate in the Supreme Court going on right now. So very interesting. Just understand, nobody is safe from the crazy hackers. So there you have it, guys. Just be careful about the data. In this case, it was utilizing this particular service. And finally, hackers are brute force guessing payment card numbers, and there's really nothing you can do about it. Maybe the best thing you can have is have as few cards as possible and a good relationship with your bank. That's probably the best option. So as they explain in here, well, credit card numbers are 16-digit. Most of those digits are actually very predictable. Like the first four will tell you if it's a Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and it will, and I think the next four will tell you what bank, institution, or group it's under. And then there's really not a lot of unique numbers involved in any given card. And so it becomes easy for botnets to start brute forcing these to determine what the valid numbers happen to be. Of course, you still have to brute force the number with the address and the security code all at the same time, making it a little bit more difficult. But basically what they're able to do is grab some useful information that they have, including mailing addresses and things like this, and then they're going to probe a sequence of numbers against your mailing address to hopefully find a random match for stealing your credit card information. So basically your credit cards don't even have to officially be stolen. Now computers are simply guessing on what those things happen to be. Well, that's exciting. So, you know, well, you can help support the channel over on Patreon, patreon.com/TOMM. This will support all of the channels that I do. So thanks for coming along, guys, and we will see you next time. All right. Google Radar is not bulletproof to begin with. Yeah, it's more malware gets through Google than you imagine. Wonder why Android does not have a firewall. Check NetGuard on F-Droid. Here in Canada, our transportation system can be hacked with ransomware, so yeah, no place safe. Yeah. Most of Android is ROM, yeah. They don't have a firewall by default. Did Data have firewall, or was it just less flammable? I don't know. We're still holding strong at 13 volts. And the refrigerator is still on. Why are you still running, refrigerator? Not sure why the refrigerator is still running. The bioterrorist used the litter box again. A little bit before dinner, he's got these like slimy turds. They don't come out all the way. And there was one hanging off the back of his backside. He's like running around like, no, stop, kid. Stop. I must get that turd off of you. Before it ends up all in my bed or something. Ew. Oh, yeah, cat, I'm talking about you. Slimy turd face. He's like, yep. He's over there. He's over there going, yeah, I did it. It was me. I'm slimy turd face. Oh. The Razzle review, don't bring up the bioterrorist again. You'll all have to hear about cat turds. All right, let's jump on over to business. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. He's like, I hear you're speaking my name. Gonna moon y'all. Oh, you want to come down? All right. I got to get the cat down. The way I'm sitting right now, he doesn't have a solid way down. Hold on. There you go. Yeah, you want to say hi? Want to say hi to people? Do you? There you go. Here. That way. And let me move that so the cat can actually get back up there when he wants to. All right, there we go. All right, let's close out our poll. 57 people responded. 79% says polls are useful. The useless poll is useful. 29% says no, it is not. All right, we're going to end the poll. The poll has ended, folks. The poll has ended. All right, so maybe I'll use polls in the future because, yeah, cats never have shame. I know. They're like, nope. All right. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the business edition and also Sillyville edition. Business and silly. So we're going to go ahead and jump right on in today. First, Raspberry Pi is reportedly planning an IPO for next year. So the idea here is that, they're very successful. Lots of people are using them. A lot of people are familiar with Raspberry Pi at this point in time. And so now they are looking at possibly going public. So I don't know, is this a stock you should buy or not? I don't know. I think it's actually useful, except I don't know if Raspberry Pi has a huge corporate application. If it did, definitely worth thinking about. I'm not a financial guy, so don't take my advice. But definitely it's for hobbyists, DIY guys, things like that. I'd love to get another old Raspberry Pi and build a weather station on the top of this van. That'd be epic, wouldn't it? Would that be cool? Build a weather station on top of the van. I'll be able to report into the National Weather Service. There's a tornado coming over in wherever I am. But anyway, that's what's up with the Raspberry Pi. That's cool. Democratic lawmakers introduce a bot that could ban auto checkout bots. I don't know. I think that this is probably a really good plan. What the idea here is that a ticket goes on sale, or a PlayStation 5 goes on sale, or something else goes on sale that's a hot item, and there's bots that are deployed to buy up all of the products before anybody else legitimately gets a chance. And then people will hoard those and then jack up the price and then sell them at a huge profit, basically price scalping people for individual items. So the Democrats would like to pass a law that bans checkout robots. And I don't see a huge downside to this, because I think it does solve a legitimate problem where people can get in there and buy up everything and then turn around and price gouge it. And that's not exactly the heart of free enterprise. A lot of people, without getting into too much of the politics behind it, capitalism, that's not capitalism. Because capitalism carries with it morality and a heart and a lot of other things. Now, of course, because this is something coming from the United States government, it has to have a stupid name. And this is called the Stop Grinch Bot Act. What the hell are you talking about? Stop Grinch bots. What, are you concerned that bots are going to steal Christmas? No. What? Good, probably a good law, probably a bad name. Tell me in the comments why I'm wrong about this law, if you could. But I don't see any major downside, to it. Maybe a little bit, but nothing groundbreaking. Let me know what you guys think. Well, Shopify apparently has a textbook pirate problem, the publishers allege. I'm not a huge fan of the textbook companies going after people for different things, but this is the case where they have all actually banded together for a legitimate cause, I think. Again, tell me what you guys think. So basically, with textbooks, they're becoming very expensive. A lot of textbook companies are trying to buy back old used ones so they can shift the questions 1 point out in the end, republish the same book, and sell it again for $300 more or more per student copy in next year. And they cycle textbooks. Textbook companies usually cycle textbooks about every 3 years. And this kind of becomes problematic because in reality, how much has general chemistry really changed in, 5, 10, 15, 20, 40, 50 years? As far as what you teach in General Chemistry 101, it really hasn't. You might as well just go grab Linus Pauling's public domain textbook from Barnes & Noble for $15. That's going to give you just as good of an education as the latest Pearson textbook is going to. And it's going to teach you just as much, probably even a little bit better. But the textbook companies keep on doing this. Now, of course, they have the PDFs that expire and things like that. Well, what's going on now is that there are companies that are taking the copies of the PDFs, removing the any DRM protection stuff and selling them individually. And the publishers have to keep on telling Shopify that these guys exist. And but Shopify's not doing enough. And so the publishers are getting together and suing Shopify because they're simply not stopping the textbook pirates. Now, on the one hand, I can completely understand. I think the textbook companies are definitely too abusive, and there's ways to fight them. For example, if you teach or have any influence on selecting a textbook to use in your university, I believe OpenStax is still a thing. Open source, public domain textbooks, free to use, with every bit of knowledge, availability, and accessibility. If a student wants a printed copy, you can buy the printed copy for printing costs, which is like $20-25 maybe. But you can also get a PDF that does not expire. You can have it and keep it forever and use it. And they are just as good of textbooks as the textbooks you're going to buy from Pearson. There's ways like that you can fight against these textbook companies. But I completely agree. Shopify should not be allowing textbook pirates to sell copyrighted material. And so I do actually have to agree with the textbook companies on this particular case. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with that in the end. Well, Windows is doing some weird stuff. Windows is still a work in progress after it's been released now for a couple months. And so now they're just trying to fix some of the basic things. So, of course, Ryzen still has some performance issues. It's getting better, but they still have a few. A lot of other bug fixes, some cosmetic stuff is working towards things. But there's a whole lot of stuff that you just don't have. You don't have dark mode for Paint, so everything else is dark mode, but not Paint. Go figure. Several other apps were announced, but we don't have anything about them. There's no flexibility in the taskbar. Basically, there's a lot of problems and issues that Windows 11 should not have been released until a lot of these things have been resolved to begin with. And so with that being said, Windows, why do you keep on firing your QA people and then using the public to beta test your software? This is not a good thing, okay? Well, Microsoft is also getting in trouble with several complaints, filing former charges against Microsoft for bundling OneDrive. The primary company behind this is the amazing company Nextcloud. I use Nextcloud hosted on my Linode account to basically do all of the things that OneDrive and Google would like to do, and Nextcloud in their latest versions are getting better. What they allege is the way that Microsoft integrates OneDrive into everything and excludes the possibility of installing other options. They are basically doing the same things that they were doing with the browser wars in the late 90s, early 2000s, which, by the way, they're doing that again now, too, as we talked about last week. And we will talk again about a little bit in Sillyville because they've just gone so far off the rails. But what's going on here is that Nextcloud has complained a few times. The lawmakers did not do anything, so now they're filing an official complaint. And basically what they're saying is, we have the ability to do everything that OneDrive does, but Microsoft excludes us from being able to integrate ourselves in the operating system, even if people would like that as a choice. And so I think that there's a legitimate argument here to be made. Of course, there's a whole group of folks that are behind this. And go Nextcloud, because somebody needs to take this on. Here's what they're demanding: no gatekeeping by bundling, pre-installing, or pushing Microsoft services for level playing field, and open standards for interoperability to make easy migration possible that gives consumers a free choice. Completely stand behind all of these things. So go Nextcloud, take on Microsoft, and I hope that you win. Well, if you'd like to help support the channel, we do have affiliates. Today we are highlighting Mint Mobile, tlm.li/mm. I use Mint Mobile for my private phone. It has saved me hundreds of dollars a year on a cell phone bill. I'm only paying $160 for an entire year of cell phone service. Very good signal most places that I'm at, 4 gigabytes of data, and I have the full capability of doing mobile hotspotting with my devices without limitations on speed or anything like that. So have a look at Mint Mobile if you are in need of a cheaper phone service, tlm.li/mm. Let's go to Sillyville. All right, the refrigerator's getting down in temp now, which is good. All right, battery's still holding strong. There we are. Yeah, Windows 11 should not have been released. Concur. Gotta find my spot. Didn't mark it. I've done a hardware discussion lately. I don't generally do a lot of hardware discussions. Hello, chubby friend. That's right. 59 votes, 29 watching. There you go. Explains why Raspberry Pi org divided into two. Oh, did they? PO ends the road in 6 months. Wall Street speculation will eat it alive. Uh-oh. Should Pi come with 6 cores, 16 gigs RAM? That'd be fun. No sound? What? Good sound. What? Keep losing sound. Goes in and out. Interesting. Yeah, everything's looking good on my end, too. I don't know. Let my cat watches from a window for me to pull into the driveway. Yeah. Audio's been fine since moved the phone. You would say phone interference sounds different to ours. Companies should ban bots on their own. The government doing so is cutting into the sales. If people buy from the people doing that, it's a fair trade. They don't have to buy them. People buy from the people that is doing it as fair. No, it is not fair trade because they are doing an illegal process called price gouging. Price gouging is illegal. What they're doing is they are buying out of inventory with bots, waiting for a short period of time, and then doubling, tripling, quadrupling the price because they're now the only ones that have the product. That's why I have a problem with utilizing bots to purchase products. Companies have ways of wholesaling to other groups that would like to sell the products. The reason they're not taking them up is because they can't profit that much on it, and it's not free enterprise when you are literally buying everything out of the market of a product somebody wants explicitly to raise the price. That is actually illegal. So maybe what should actually happen is that the government should go after the people who are doing them for illegal trade practices rather than banning them outright, but banning them outright is probably a little bit safer. All right. Old cats and dogs always coming for a visit. Did you hear about the Vizio not following the rules of copyleft and saying users do not have the right to... Oh, no, I didn't. Windows 11 should not have been released. Probably not. BSD and Linux for life. Hasty treats around, or are you just a pet magnet? Yeah, no, I'm just a pet magnet right now. Refrigerator stopped. At least the battery did. Yep, battery's still holding. All right. Don't have dogs or cats visiting near groundhogs, wild turkeys, and squirrels. Hopefully I don't get any plague-infested prairie dogs visiting. That would suck, right? Get the plague. How'd you get the plague? A prairie dog somewhere in the desert. Why does Microsoft not have the right to do whatever they want with their OS? Nextcloud does not own Windows. People shouldn't buy Windows if they don't like Windows. True to a degree, but here's what we're talking about is we're talking about the level of the operating system should do nothing but be an operating system. I should be able to do anything with the operating system that I'd like to do, even if it's at a risk of breaking it. The reality is Nextcloud does integrate well on Linux perfectly fine. Here on Linux Mint, I can type in all my Nextcloud credentials, automatically syncs calendars, automatically syncs files, automatic, contacts, all that kind of stuff. But the reason Microsoft does not have the right to do that is because it is called antitrust. There's a specific law in the United States about that. And what Nextcloud is asking for, and also in the EU, Nextcloud is asking the EU to look at that as well. This is, I'm not sure how old you are, but if you remember the browser wars back in 90s and 2000s, what had happened is the free ability to use something is an individual product is a fundamental right of the end user, and Microsoft was doing things to block other browsers from being used. They were sued and found to be in violation of the antitrust laws, which forced them to deintegrate Internet Explorer and allow the easy installability of other browsers. Now they're interfering with that again now because 20 years later, why not? And basically the legal system in America, at least, has become wild, wild west. But in reality, by the letter of the law, no, they don't actually have the right to do that. To be able to dictate what Microsoft does for your own software, you not support property rights. I disagree with you because we have laws for a reason. Bad review would be an awesome, bud. What do you think about Amazon Linux? Amazon Linux, what are you referring to in Amazon Linux? I don't know that they have their own specific distribution other than a few things in their AWS cloud. Prairie dogs are adorable, but plague-filled, yes. It has stigma and users think it's complicated. Most of the time you think there is anyone. Those are anti-property rights. You've cleared up your position. You don't support free markets. I completely disagree with you. No, I completely disagree with you, because there is, yes, I agree with capitalism and free enterprise, but capitalism and free enterprise at its very core, has heart and morality behind it. All right, honestly. Wish you can mail a book to your van. Send me an email. I will. You can mail it to my business office, and it will get to me eventually. But yeah, I'd read something. Have a further discussion with you. Let's see. But to clear it up, though, I'm not a pure libertarian, because even a pure libertarian violates their own conscience, because there's things that should absolutely be frowned upon by society, because in society we have to have this balance between what is right for the society and right for the person. Ultimately, freedom of choice, so long as it doesn't interfere with other people's lives, is what we're talking about. And sometimes we're getting to the point where we have to walk a fine line. That's why I'm not libertarian. And that's why independent is ultimately where I stand, because I completely disagree with Democrats on most points. I disagree with Republicans on a number of points. I disagree with libertarians on a few points. I just want the freedom to have my own choices. Complete free markets always fail due to corruption. Same with closed markets. Balance is always required. That's a little bit of a balance. I don't think that free markets will always fail, though. I disagree with that. What happens is when corruption enters a free market, failure tends to occur. And that's what we've seen. That's why what we have right now is like a corporatocracy. It's not capitalism, but they look similar to the untrained eye. And that's really what the challenge is. But yeah, it's a very fun discussion, though. Absolutely. But yeah, if you want to send me something to read, I will read it. I'll just have you send it to my business address, and my business manager will mail it out to me when I get a spot where he can. All right, let's head on over to Sillyville. So first up in Sillyville, talking about scalpers grabbing things and making product inventory slim, a guy wanted to sell his PlayStation 5. He meets up with the guy and gets shot because the guy's shot him to rob him of his PlayStation. Of course, the guy who's shot was able to get away with his PlayStation, so he didn't give up his PlayStation. He took a bullet and still saved the gaming box. Yes. And so he still has it for sale. basic point when you're meeting people to purchase something, be as public as you possibly can. I like meeting at the gas stations that have, tables, and fast food restaurants are nice. Anywhere where there's going to be a lot of people, that is where you would like to meet someone to engage in an exchange, because if there's a large crowded place, the guy's not exactly going to come in and pull out a gun and shoot you. But anyway, the 19-year-old is in stable condition. He's doing very well. But PlayStation 5 consoles have been the hardest hit item of the chip shortage and the scalping bots. Buy it now listings for $2,000. Some sellers charging between $5,000, $10,000, and $20,000 for a single PS5. If you need to play video games that bad, you should check yourself into rehab. All right. Well, speaking of other wastes of money, someone just paid more than $650,000 for a yacht that only exists in the metaverse. That's not even a good-looking yacht. Is that a mouse next? Is that a computer mouse next to it? That looks like a jet ski, but what is this thing? I guess it's another boat. $650,000 for a luxury super yacht complete with a DJ booth, helicopter landing pad, and a hot tub would be a steal in the real world, but how about a virtual realm? Time will tell. Roughly how much the owner of a new Meta Flower super mega yacht recently paid for the opportunity to own a luxury NFT designed for the Sandbox, a virtual world where players can build, own, and monetize their gaming experiences. Virtual Ship was designed by Republic Realm, a metaverse and NFT innovation and investment platform, as part of its fantasy collection, according to the Business Insider, and its most expensive non-fungible token ever sold in the Sandbox. Yeah, I think I will not be participating. I am not one for Ready Player One. And so I will be leaving my $650,000 in my bank account and not buying a fake yacht. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, signs all over Seattle mark the end of the internet has arrived Thursday, December 20th. Well, since we're still streaming, apparently the end of the internet has not been here. At least as of the time I was compiling my notes. I don't know if they did an update on this. Okay, yes, they did an update. Woohoo! They did an update. This was not in here when I compiled my notes yesterday. Yes, what happened is 12/21/2012, which is the day of this. So you can see what this is. Internet ends. It was actually a guerrilla marketing campaign to sell a book. So they actually went ahead and put the note down here. Timer counting down to 2 p.m. December 2nd. Time is come and gone. Presumably, the site owner posted a video plugging an anti-cyberpunk novel called Murder Blankers at the End of the Internet. Of course, cryptic signs replaced by the author, Day D. Shields, of his Confederates as a viral marketing for the book. So that actually is an update that was not in there when I compiled my notes last night. So I'm very pleased to see that TechSpot did update it. So no, the internet did not end. It was just the release of a book. TechSpot, though, should have done a better job researching their stuff, because I knew that last night. And on to our last story. Microsoft Edge is now warning users about the dangers of downloading Google Chrome. Back to what we were talking about before. If it's my operating system, I should be able to do with my operating system what the hell I want. And if I want to use Google Chrome, well, that's my own problem now, isn't it? Well, Microsoft is trying to interfere with that, because now, as of now, many users, not everybody, but many users are receiving one of 3 different pop-ups when they attempt to install Google Chrome. Okay, one of those is a pop-up saying, "I hate saving money, said no one ever. Microsoft Edge is the best browser for online shopping." We talked about that yesterday, and how much of a bad idea that is. The other phrases, Microsoft Edge runs on the same technology as Chrome, just with the added trust of Microsoft. I think I might trust Google more than Microsoft, and I just scared my cat away. Sorry, kitty. And then the last one is, that browser is so 2008. Do you know what's new? Microsoft Edge. Yeah, but you know what sucks? Microsoft Edge. Even the fanboys of Microsoft Edge are starting to hate Microsoft Edge from all the crap they keep on pushing up in it. And so, yeah, people are really sick of it, but Chrome is bad. See, you can officially say Google Chrome is bad because my Windows operating system told me so. I mean, really. Well, you can help support the channel over on Subscribestar, subscribestar.com/switchedtolinux. If you'd like to jump on and support us over there, you can certainly do that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you next time. All right, checking in on the comments. Using computers after Windows XP and that became a default for a computer. Corporations and governments are merging. Yes, that is the point of a corporatocracy. What I mean, you need regulation, keep corruption at bay. Unfortunately, the downside of that, though, the ultimate, is that you're asking the government, who is possibly more corrupt, certainly more corrupt than the most corrupt corporations, you're asking them to be the ones to regulate it. No, this is why we need to let businesses die if they do stupid stuff. No more, that's too big to fail. No, it's not. Somebody else will come in and fill the gap. Trust me. Free market needs regulation, loophole law plug. All right. For using computers when the Bee Gees were trendy. Oh, boy. Punch cards, baby. Nice. Gets all retail arbitrage. Thinking about getting into it due to inflation hitting hard. All retail arbitrage? What is retail arbitrage? I don't know. Yacht looks like a battleship, you know. I would invest that money to make more money, not a virtual boat. I know. You know you have too much money when you drop it all on a virtual boat. Edge is Chrome. What crap is that? Not that I use Chrome. I use the other Chrome, you know, Opera Chrome. Edge is technically right about Chrome since it's spyware. They should recommend LibreWolf. Interesting. So on 7080, based on Wikia, have heard of punch cards from watching documentaries of Unix and computer file, but I've never heard of paper tape. Yeah, I have a friend that actually did computer science in the days of paper tape. I think I'll stick with my LibreWolf and Chromium. Thank you very much. Of course. Yeah. Opera's owned by a Chinese firm. Yes, it is. Windows says so. That's funny. I know, right? The old term for corporatocracy was fascism. No, complete difference. Fascism is where we have a single political leader that is basically dictating everything at his own whim. Corporatocracy is specifically when the governments are empowering the companies, but the companies are paying the governments to do what the companies want to be done. So it's a form of government where the companies get a pass by buying their politicians, which is exactly where we are now. Retail arbitrage is buying stuff on clearance and selling it online. Okay, that raises the question of the bots. Yeah, as long as you're manually doing it, buying stuff on clearance and selling it online, there's actually a lot of people that do that as a job, a side hustle. And that's a very valid thing if you can go into like Goodwill's, thrift stores and places like that and then sell the products, the good products that you find a little bit ago. Absolutely. Did I go deaf a few minutes ago? I don't know. Did you? I mean, I've been talking. I don't know. Sound good. All right. Well, I think let's go ahead and feed the beasts and then we'll get out of here. What's my batteries looking like? Come on, batteries. Woohoo! We're still holding it. 13.0. Very nice. We didn't phase the batteries yet. All right. There's no kitty up there. We have to fix the fact that there's no kitty up there. So let me throw some kitty treats up there and then the kitties will run. I gotta find my kitty treats. Where'd my kitty treats go? Found my kitty treats. It's kitty treats. It's kitty treats. They're up there, buddy. They're over there. They're up there. Dummy. They're over here. Come here. There you go. Come on, kitty. Come on. Come on up. Come on. Come on. Come on up. Come on up. You gotta come up, kitty cat. You gotta come up. That's all we got, kitties. That's all we got. That's all we got. Would you like to say hi to the peoples? Do you want to say hi to the peoples? Do yes. Yeah. People rarely ever see you, so... Oh, you sound like I'm torturing you. Come on. Here you go. Yeah, see? See the peoples? See the peoples? Yeah, see the peoples? Want to say hi? Say hi to peoples? She's like, no, get that microphone on my face. All right. She's like, I'm out of here. Let's see. Friend, they'll have their problems. Not sure I trust Microsoft or Google or Firefox. Yeah. What was the origin of the cat's names? Well, you will always wonder. CJ might not be the brightest in the toolbox, but he sure is a level. Yo, he is an idiot, but he is a very lovable idiot. All right, guys, we will catch you guys later. Tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will premiere how to add a security to your Google account with a YubiKey, and we'll be back hopefully on Monday. We'll see what my day and power levels look like, but anyway, we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.